You know that one meme from 30 Rock with Steve Buscemi?
Howdy do, fellow kids.
What?
That's what I felt like when I went to see Five Nights at Freddy's, as I was surrounded by an army of Gen Z. After watching hours of MatPat videos trying to explain the lore to me, Markiplier Let's Play videos, spending way too much time on the FNAF Wikipedia, as well as researching the history of FNAF, I think I can confidently say that I have a moderate understanding of the series and probably even less of an understanding of the cinema world. So who better than me to speak about this movie and the history behind it, and potentially what we might see in the future from this franchise. Before I talk about what I really want to talk about in this video, I do want to say that Five Nights at Freddy's is a fun movie. It's cute, it's enjoyable. I really think that the Jim Henson's Creature Shop really did an amazing job, and I'm gonna be honest, I kinda want my own Five Nights at Freddy's like robot mech suit. Does that make me a furry? I hope not.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I do want to talk about really the history behind this movie and why it was such a success in my opinion. Now, to talk about the history of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, we first have to talk about the history of Five Nights at Freddy's, the game franchise. And the history starts with its creator, Scott Cawthon. Cathonius, I gotta look this up. Scott Cawthon. Damn, I wasn't even close. Dyslexia just making me look bad out here. Scott Cawthon is an American video game developer and writer, and he's really known for his survival horror games, Five Nights at Freddy's, that have exploded into this massive franchise. But he really didn't start off creating horror games. Now, Scott's first game was Doofus, Doofas, in 1994, and since then he's released actually quite a few games, with his most successful being Five Nights at Freddy's. But some other prominent games that Scott had self-funded and created were some of the Christian adventure games, Desolate Hope and Pilgrim's Progress. Desolate Hope is actually available on Steam now after receiving kind of a revitalization or a renaissance from the popularity of Five Nights at Freddy's. And a lot of the elements from Desolate Hope and some of the elements from Pilgrim's Progress do end up in the Five Nights at Freddy's games. Not as much as the Christian messaging that were found in his Christian adventure games, but more so animatronic styles and art direction that he wanted to go with. In 2013, Scott submitted a new game to Steam Greenlight, a family-friendly resource management game called Chipper and Sons Lumber Co. Chipper and Sons Lumber Co. received overwhelming criticisms, mainly pointing towards characters being unintentionally creepy and resembling scary animatronics like those seen at Chuck E. Cheese. Scott took inspiration from Chipper and Sons' reception and decided to make something that he wanted to scare people with, something intentionally darker, and this something later became Five Nights at Freddy's. Scott submitted Five Nights at Freddy's to the Steam Greenlight system in the summer of 2014 and later submitted it to DURSA as well. The game was accepted to the Steam Greenlights program in August of 2014 and was well received by critics, unlike his previous game, Chipper and Sons Co. The game quickly became popular on YouTube as Let's Play videos, and this really became the launching place to the Five Nights at Freddy's community. Because of YouTube and giant YouTubers at the time, such as PewDiePie, and YouTubers that are huge today because of Five Nights at Freddy's, like Markiplier and MatPat, this game has a strong core audience found within the internet, partly because of this community-driven lore discussion culture that has stemmed around Five Nights at Freddy's. We see thousands of YouTubers and people who's made careers off of playing Five Nights at Freddy's. And this game franchise has gone on to grow to multiple games in this series, with today being 13 games, as well as multiple books and a ton of merchandise. With the franchise having an estimated value of over 100 million, the FNAF franchise has really exploded since 2014, and this is a big part because of YouTube. The growth of YouTube and the growth of Five Nights at Freddy's came hand in hand. As YouTube grew, more and more Let's Play videos came out on the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. YouTubers started creating channels dedicated to looking at hidden lore and details in these games, and this led to a massive culture centered around the Five Nights at Freddy's, a community that worked together and collaborated and celebrated these games. As a result, this perfect storm created an incredibly loyal and passionate fan base. With the explosive success and massive fan base that Five Nights at Freddy's had found, it's no surprise that in 2015, Warner Bros. Pictures announced that they had acquired the film rights to the Five Nights at Freddy's video games franchise. However, it wasn't until 2017 that Scott announced Blumhouse Productions as the film's new production company after Warner Bros. Put the project in turnaround. After 8 years and 3 directors, was Five Nights at Freddy's a success? When we look at Rotten Tomatoes, we see that critics give it a 30% on average. And this trend can be followed up by what we see by Metascore with a 33. On IMDb, the rating is a little bit better with a 5.5. However, when we start looking at what fans are rating this movie, we see the reception much higher. CinemaScore, an audience survey who scores movies on A+ to F scales, gave Five Nights at Freddy an A-. Post-Tank, an additional US-based service that surveys film audiences, also gave it a 77% overall positive score. And IMDb, remember where critics said 30%? Audience scores, as of right now, are scoring it at an 87%. So it's very apparent that this dichotomy between critics and fans is present. Five Nights at Freddy's cost Blumhouse $20 million. At the time of recording this video, Five Nights at Freddy's box office has made $227.8 million. Blumhouse had made a more than 11-time return on investment with this film. And they're not the only ones who are benefiting from this movie. As of November 9th, Five Nights at Freddy had grossed $118.2 million in the United States and Canada, and $106.6 million in other territories, for a world total of $224.8 million. Five Nights at Freddy ended up debuting to a whopping $80 million, topping the box office. This is the second highest day and date opening weekend ever, right behind Black Widow with $80.3 million. And this is also the best opening weekend for a horror film in 2023. This is Blumhouse's best opening, topping Halloween's $76.2 million, and the second highest opening for a video game film, behind the Super Mario Bros. Movie, which made $146.4 million. Despite having a massive opening, Five Nights at Freddy experienced a 76% drop its following weekend, making only $19.4 million. Five Nights at Freddy's might be something that Peacock desperately needs. Despite an increase in subscribers during their Q3, Peacock lost over $560 million from June to September, their third quarter, while adding 4 million subscribers to the streaming service. This is because Peacock had added a tiered system. Peacock has been struggling to compete with some of the streaming giants such as Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, and HBO. Heads up, we got a video on that coming out soon, so make sure you got that notification bell turned on. In 2023, Peacock changed their streaming programs from offering a free membership tier to a paid ad and a non-paid ad tier. Despite seeing 4 million more subscribers, they reported a loss of nearly $563 million. And this is mainly because Peacock increased the rates from $4.99 to $5.99 and $9.99 to $11.99 respectively for no ads. When researching this video, on the Peacock website, they do have a breakdown of their subscription costs, but the wording of it and the language they use it is actually very predatory and designed to trick people into paying more than what they need to. Let me break it down to you. So there's 2 tiers, and this is how Peacock reads them. To access all of the content Peacock has to offer, you can sign up for a Peacock Premium subscription at $5.99 a month plus tax, or $59.99 per year plus tax. Now, Peacock Premium is a ad ad-based service. So you are going to be getting ads. This is what used to be the free Peacock subscription. If you're looking for the same great Peacock premium content with fewer ads, remember it says fewer, not no ads, but fewer ads, you can sign up for Peacock Premium Plus for an additional $6 a month plus tax, or an additional $60 per year plus tax. Now, on the service, this doesn't look too bad. You can find that it's $5.99 and $59 per year for the ad service, and then for fewer ads, it's an additional $6 a month or $60 a year. Now, the problem rises is that's not how people read things. When somebody's looking this up, they're going to go, all right, Peacock Premium, $5.99 a month or $59.99 a year. Oh, Premium Plus, $6 a month and $60 a year. I feel like Johnny Silverhand right now, and I want to burn down corporations.
Corps have long controlled our lives, taken lots, and now they're after our souls. Do whatever it takes to stop them, defeat them, gut them. If I gotta kill, I'll kill. If I need your body, I'll fucking take it.
At the end of the day, I think it's safe to say that Five Nights at Freddy's was a success. Audiences enjoyed it, and it was financially successful for Blumhouse and for Peacock. Did you see Five Nights at Freddy's? Did you enjoy it? Tell us what you thought about the movie, and what do you think about a potential sequel in the works? As always, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We are a small channel, we're growing, and it really does help us out every time. We're Bad Media. It's been great. Thanks for watching. Peace.